Well, it's always cool to have a new sap, and I've got a beauty here. I really, really like this one. Can't point you to the maker, unfortunately, so you'll just have to enjoy from here. And it's got kind of a Gonzales cross-section, as you'll see here. It's got that really thin handle, but what makes this one unique is how flexible it is, right? Usually ones with this overall shape would be stiffer. Not this one, it's really floppy. So like some saps are, this one here is all about the swing, but that is, in my opinion, unusual for this shape. Another standout feature here is the quality of the leather. It's as nice as I've ever had on a sap. And it smells like a really high-end leather good, basically, like some $1,000 jacket or something like that. But the person who made it assures me it's plenty tough, and it's held up well so far. You can see the stitching is picture perfect. And overall, this is just a good example of how wide a variety there is within the weapons family, even though they can look a lot alike. So this doesn't look like anything you haven't seen before. There's a size for you. But it absolutely feels and acts different because of what I said right there. And that comes from the flexibility and the thickness, or lack thereof. Feels good in the hand, like you might think with that thin, it doesn't feel substantial enough, but that's not a problem. So now let's compare to some others. Here is a vintage Buckheimer Texan, kind of the king of the saps, the flat saps, from the last part of the weapons heyday. And here's the one we're looking at today. And to the layman, there might not be much difference in what we're looking at right here, but there's a huge difference in application. The Texan you could jab, you could slash with, kind of do chopping motions. You would not do that with the one I've got here. But it would presumably deliver more impact. Except, for the fact that it is soft-loaded. So it really harkens back more to, the pure knockout, pre-electricity stun gun type sap. Here's a medium-sized Smith & Wesson, also vintage, for you. But back to what I was saying, the one we're looking at is much more top-heavy, it's stuffed with metal shot, and it's more about that classic application of delivering the concussive force necessary to the target without, while minimizing surface damage. And that is what originally made these a thing, and made them a thing for so many centuries, as detailed in my book, right? Flat sap really is different. I mean, look how little flexibility that one has, for instance. And it's much more well-balanced. And this one here is more like a very top-end professional version of the old sacks full of BBs and sand, whatnot, that people realized were really good for having someone take a nap. And one of the things I really like about this one is, with that lanyard on the end and that length, well, you can pull it out of your pocket like that and then try to use it. But, and I don't know if this was by design or not, what's neat is I can just run my thumb through, right? Very casual, it's just sitting there. And there was a hopefully fast and smooth quick draw that wrapped the lanyard all the way around my hand. So really securing the implement in place. And here it goes again. You don't even have to look while you're doing it. Somebody put that in a movie, by the way. So really beautiful piece of work here. And it's a sap that's more unique than you might think at first. Thanks a lot.